Hi everyone. For my political outcomes 2 paper, I looked at the unwritten rule in Stardew Valley, where most players repair the community center instead of joining the Joja mart. The game technically gives you 2 valid options, the community center and Joja mart, but they aren't treated equally. The community center is seen as the right ending, and Joja mart is seen as the wrong one. Even though nothing in the game officially says what is right and what is wrong, you're able to choose either one you want. My argument in my paper was that this rule becomes so powerful because of online social norms, collective action, and how people view big corporations in real life. First, the rule shows how social norms operate. Players talk online, like on Reddit, um, YouTube, online, Stardew Valley, like boards and stuff, about how the community center is the wholesome, meaningful way that every player should play the game. Content creators, like I said on YouTube, even joke about that joining Joja mart is like selling your soul to capitalism. UNICEF describes social norms as shared expectations about how people should act. And that's exactly what's going on here. New players pick up on that right away. You can either do the community center or you can do Joja mart, right? And even new players who do the Joja mart route often feel guilty afterwards. So the community is basically deciding what is the correct choice. Second, the rule connects to collective action. Rebuilding the community center feels like you're contributing something bigger than just your own farm. You're contributing to the community around you. It's not just about you. Collective action happens when people work towards a common goal that benefits everyone, not just you, which is what finishing the bundles in the community center does. So every bundle you finish, something improves the town. Either a part of the map gets open, like, oh, this bridge is open now and you can go to another part of the town, or you unlock the spa and like the pool, and everyone can use that. Every improvement helps Pelican Town function better. NPCs, like the characters in the game, even react to the changes, so you feel like it's part of a community. Joja mart, on the other hand, is the opposite. You pay money, skip doing all the work, getting all the bundles. It's just money. And you just disconnect from the town. It's just about money, money, money in your farm and making money. And that's all that is. The last part of the rule has to do with how people feel about corporate power. Joja mart is written as a big box store that pushes out local business, which mirrors real life companies like Walmart, Amazon, other big companies that like come in, take over mom and pop shops, and just push everything out, and it's like just them. The Institute for Local Self Reliance talks about how chain stores weaken local economies. And Stardew Valley players instantly recognize that dynamic. Even the Joja mart logo, it even has a little smile, like the Amazon logo. So the choice becomes a moral, not just a practical one. Repairing the community center feels like you're being loyal, fair, and actually helping the community. Joining Joja mart feels like you're hurting the community, feels harmful, even though it's just a game. As for what happens when people violate the rule, nothing. Nothing mechanical happens, the game doesn't really change, but the social consequences show up. Online players who choose Joja mart are usually teased, judged, or even seen as choosing the bad ending. This is a good example for how norms enforce themselves without actually any formal rules. I also talked about how the rules could be stronger or weak. The rule could be stronger or weaker. It could be stronger if the game added more emotional reactions from NPCs or gave unique rewards for helping the town, which honestly it does, but it could be stronger. Or it could be weaker if Joja Mart wasn't portrayed so negatively, or Joja Route had more depth and benefits. Even a small design changes could shift what players think is the quote unquote correct choice. Overall, this unwritten rule in Stardew Valley shows how game design and political behavior can overlap. Social expectations, public goods, and distrust of large, big corporations all shape the choice that players feel like they're supposed to make. Even though this cozy farming game, even in a cozy farming game, political lessons show up in the decisions we make in the stories that we prefer in our games. Thank you.